Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into a story so wild, so unbelievable you'd think it was ripped straight from a political thriller, but no, this is real life, and it happened right here in the heart of American power. I'm talking about the time FIFA, the global football behemoth, didn't just visit Washington D.C. They practically locked it down, and in the process sparked a scandal at one of America's most revered cultural institutions, the Kennedy Center. Get ready, because this is a deep dive into power, influence, and how a sporting organization managed to exert unprecedented control over a major world capital. This isn't just about a few soccer matches or a simple event booking. This is about a global entity flexing its immense muscles and challenging the very fabric of local governance and cultural integrity. I've spent months digging into this untold narrative, piecing together the whispers, the leaked documents, and the first-hand accounts to bring you the full, unvarnished truth of what really went down. You're going to hear about backroom deals, the shocking demands, and the incredible pressure put on everyone from city council members to the dedicated staff of the Kennedy Center itself. Prepare yourselves, because the implications of this story are far-reaching, and they raise serious questions about who truly holds the power in our interconnected world. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's unravel this astonishing saga together, because by the end of this video you'll have a completely new perspective on how global organizations operate, and the sometimes invisible ways they shape our reality. We're going to explore every twist and turn, every moment of resistance, and every instance of capitulation that led to this truly unprecedented situation. This isn't just a story about a scandal, it's a cautionary tale about sovereignty and the delicate balance between international ambition and local autonomy. It all began innocently enough, with whispers of a major FIFA cultural summit, a high-profile event designed to precede a future World Cup bid announcement for the region. FIFA approached Washington, D.C. with an ambitious proposal, a multi-day extravaganza that would showcase football's global reach and cultural significance. They weren't just looking for a stadium, they were looking for a symbol, a place that screamed prestige and international importance, and their sights landed squarely on the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. The initial pitch was grand, filled with promises of economic boom, global media attention, and an unparalleled opportunity to put DC on the world stage in a new light. The idea of FIFA hosting a gala and a series of cultural events at the Kennedy Center was audacious, to say the least. It immediately raised eyebrows among the center's board and staff. The Kennedy Center is a living memorial, a beacon of American arts and culture, with a meticulously planned calendar and a sacred mission to promote artistic excellence. Their calendar is booked years in advance, with performances, educational programs, and community outreach events, all carefully curated to serve their artistic mandate. The thought of displacing established programming for a sports organization, no matter how powerful, seemed almost unthinkable to many within the institution. FIFA, however, wasn't just making a polite request, they were making a series of demands that quickly escalated from ambitious to downright imperious. They wanted exclusive use of multiple performance halls for weeks, not days, insisting on a complete overhaul of security protocols, and even dictating the types of catering and branding that would be allowed. Their proposal included a complete rebranding of certain public spaces within the center, effectively turning parts of this national monument into a FIFA-branded venue for the duration of their event. This level of control was unprecedented and immediately signaled that this wasn't going to be a typical partnership. The initial reaction from the Kennedy Center's leadership was a mix of polite refusal and genuine bewilderment. They simply couldn't comprehend the scale of FIFA's expectations. They tried to explain their mission, their existing commitments, and the logistical impossibilities. of FIFA's requests, but it seemed to fall on deaf ears. FIFA representatives appeared unaccustomed to hearing no, especially from institutions in cities vying for their favor, and their responses quickly shifted from negotiation to thinly veiled threats. It became clear very quickly that FIFA wasn't interested in collaboration, they were interested in compliance. This brings us to a crucial point in understanding this entire saga. FIFA isn't just a sports governing body, it's a global empire with an annual revenue stream that rivals small nations and influence that extends into every corner of the world. They control the most popular sport on the planet, and with that control comes immense economic and political leverage. Historically, FIFA has demonstrated a consistent pattern of dictating terms to host cities and nations, often demanding extraordinary concessions in exchange for the prestige and economic benefits of hosting their events. They operate with a unique blend of corporate might and quasi-governmental authority, often appearing to be above the laws and customs of individual countries. Their playbook is well established. They identify a target city or nation, then they present an irresistible offer of global attention and economic windfall. But beneath that gleaming facade lies a list of non-negotiable demands that often include tax exemptions, special legal status, and unprecedented control over public infrastructure and services. Host cities often find themselves in a Faustian bargain where the short-term gains are weighed against the long-term erosion of local autonomy and public resources. This pattern of aggressive negotiation and demand-making has been observed in World Cup bids across continents from Brazil to Qatar, and now it was coming to Washington, D.C. FIFA's global blueprint for influence relies heavily on its ability to play cities and nations against each other, creating a bidding war where the most compliant and accommodating often win. They understand that the allure of the World Cup or any major FIFA event is so powerful that most governments are willing to bend over backward to secure it. This gives them immense power to dictate terms on everything from stadium construction to security arrangements and even cultural programming. Their influence isn't just financial, it's also deeply political, as they cultivate relationships with heads of state and powerful lobbying groups around the world. The organization's structure itself is a marvel of international bureaucracy designed to centralize power and decision-making within a select few individuals. This centralized authority allows them to make swift and often opaque decisions that can have massive ramifications for host cities. They operate with a certain level of impunity, often shielded by their international status and the immense economic power they wield. This combination of centralized power, vast wealth, and a history of successful strong-arming tactics made them a formidable opponent for any institution or city that dared to stand in their way. So when FIFA turned its attention to Washington, D.C., they came armed with this historical precedent and an expectation of immediate deference. They weren't just negotiating, they were effectively issuing an ultimatum disguised as an invitation. The Kennedy Center was simply another piece on their global chessboard, a prestigious venue they intended to acquire for their purposes regardless of the existing commitments or cultural sensitivities. This was a classic FIFA move, a demonstration of their global reach and their unwavering belief in their own exceptionalism. Washington, D.C. itself was initially caught between a rock and a hard place. The mayor's office and various economic development agencies saw the potential for immense financial benefits and global exposure. They were eager to court FIFA and secure a place in the organization's future plans, perhaps even a World Cup match. The prospect of millions of tourist dollars and invaluable international media coverage was a powerful incentive for a city constantly looking to boost its profile. This economic lure created a powerful internal pressure within the city government to accommodate FIFA's every whim. However, the Kennedy Center's leadership, led by a strong-willed board and a dedicated artistic director, pushed back vigorously against FIFA's increasingly unreasonable demands. They argued that the center was not a commercial venue to be rented out at will, but a national treasure with a specific mission to foster the arts and serve the American people. Displacing scheduled performances, disrupting educational programs, and allowing a complete corporate takeover of their spaces would be a betrayal of their core values and their founders' legacy. This was a principled stand, a defense of artistic integrity against commercial encroachment. The cultural clash was palpable. On one side you had FIFA, a global brand focused on commercialization, spectacle, and aggressive expansion. On the other you had the Kennedy Center, a bastion of artistic tradition and public service. The two entities represented fundamentally different philosophies, and their collision was inevitable given FIFA's uncompromising approach. The center's staff and artists felt a deep sense of responsibility to protect their institution from what they perceived as a corporate invasion. They were not going to surrender their stages or their mission without a fight. Early public and media reaction was mixed. Some outlets lauded the potential economic benefits of a FIFA event in D.C., highlighting the city's growing international profile. Others, however, quickly picked up on the Kennedy Center's resistance and began to question the appropriateness of FIFA's demands. Local arts communities rallied in support of the center, voicing concerns about the precedent this could set for cultural institutions nationwide. The debate began to shift from economic opportunity to questions of cultural preservation and institutional autonomy. The D.C. government found itself in an unenviable position, caught between the powerful economic promises of FIFA and the growing public outcry in support of the Kennedy Center. They tried to mediate to find a compromise that would satisfy both parties, but FIFA's position remained unyielding. It became clear that FIFA was not interested in a middle ground. They wanted full control, and they were prepared to exert maximum pressure to get it. The stage was set for a true test of wills, a clash between global power and local values. This is where the real locking down of Washington began. FIFA initiated a multi-pronged pressure campaign that was nothing short of breathtaking in its scope and intensity. They deployed an army of high-powered lobbyists to Capitol Hill and the D.C. City Council, applying pressure from every conceivable angle. These lobbyists painted a picture of immense economic opportunity for the city, dangling the carrot of future World Cup matches and other major FIFA events if D.C. proved to be a cooperative partner. They spoke of jobs, tourism, and a boost to the city's international standing, effectively framing any resistance as an act of economic self-sabotage. Simultaneously, FIFA launched a massive public relations blitz across local and national media channels, carefully crafting a narrative that portrayed them as benevolent partners bringing culture and economic prosperity to Washington. They funded local community events, made donations to youth sports programs, and ran glossy advertisements showcasing their commitment to global development and cultural exchange. This strategic PR campaign was designed to win over public opinion and isolate the Kennedy Center, making them appear as obstructionists standing in the way of progress. They were masterful at controlling the narrative. Behind the scenes, the economic threats became more explicit. FIFA representatives began to openly suggest that if DC proved difficult, they would simply take their future events and their immense economic benefits elsewhere to more accommodating cities. This threat was a powerful weapon, especially for a city like Washington that relies heavily on tourism and convention business. The fear of losing out on a potential World Cup bid, a prize that cities around the world covet, was a constant undercurrent in all negotiations. It was a clear message: comply or be left behind. Legal challenges also started to emerge. FIFA's legal teams began to scrutinize existing contracts and agreements related to the Kennedy Center, looking for any loopholes or vulnerabilities that could be exploited. They explored legal avenues to challenge the center's autonomy or to force compliance through various municipal or federal regulations. This legal maneuvering was designed to add another layer of pressure to intimidate the Kennedy Center and demonstrate the full extent of FIFA's formidable resources. They were prepared to fight this battle on every front. Crucially, FIFA began to bring in powerful allies, leveraging their global network of contacts to influence key decision-makers in Washington. This included prominent business leaders, former politicians, and even international diplomats who had vested interests in maintaining good relations with FIFA. These allies acted as intermediaries, advocating for FIFA's position and subtly reminding D.C. officials of the broader implications of resisting such a powerful global entity. The pressure wasn't just coming from FIFA directly, it was coming from a chorus of influential voices. The Kennedy Center found itself increasingly isolated under this relentless barrage of pressure from every direction. The board members, many of whom were prominent figures in business and politics, began to feel the heat from their own networks. They were being told by powerful friends and colleagues that standing up to FIFA was not only futile but potentially damaging to the city's economic future. The weight of these external pressures started to create deep divisions within the center's leadership council. Internally, the staff and artists were caught in a maelstrom of uncertainty and anxiety. Their carefully planned schedules were thrown into disarray as the possibility of FIFA's takeover loomed larger each day. Artists who had booked the center years in advance for their performances faced the prospect of cancellation or rescheduling, causing immense stress and financial hardship. The dedicated staff who poured their lives into maintaining the center's artistic integrity felt their mission being compromised, their values challenged. It was a deeply demoralizing experience for many. The very mission of the Kennedy Center to be a vibrant, accessible hub for the performing arts began to erode under the strain. The idea of public access and artistic freedom was being overshadowed by the demands of a commercial entity. The potential for the center to become a mere backdrop for corporate branding rather than a sanctuary for artistic expression was a terrifying prospect for those who cherished its purpose. This wasn't just about scheduling conflicts, it was about the soul of the institution. FIFA's demands for exclusive security zones around the center and the surrounding areas also caused immense logistical headaches and raised concerns about public access. They insisted on a level of security typically reserved for heads of state, effectively turning parts of the public space into a private FIFA enclave. This would have meant road closures, restricted access for local residents, and a significant disruption to daily life in a bustling part of the city. The impact on local businesses and commuters would have been severe. The proposed rebranding of public spaces within the center was another major point of contention. FIFA wanted their logos and branding prominently displayed throughout the halls and lobbies, even in areas considered sacred to the center's identity. This was seen as a blatant disrespect for the institution's heritage and a cheapening of its artistic environment. It was a clear attempt by FIFA to assert its dominance and leave its indelible mark on a national monument regardless of the center's wishes. The fight over branding became a symbolic battle for control. Ultimately, the sheer scale and intensity of FIFA's pressure campaign proved too much for Washington, D.C. to withstand. The local and even federal authorities eventually succumbed to the combined weight of economic threats, political lobbying, and relentless public relations. The D.C. City Council facing the prospect of losing out on millions of dollars in future revenue and the wrath of powerful business interests reluctantly voted to grant FIFA many of the concessions they demanded. It was a bitter pill for many to swallow. The implications for civic autonomy were profound. A global organization had effectively dictated terms to a major world capital, overriding local governance and cultural institutions. It demonstrated that in the face of immense economic power, the will of local communities and their elected representatives could be easily circumvented. This wasn't just about a football event, it was about a chilling precedent for how international entities could operate within sovereign nations. It raised serious questions about who truly governs our cities. The public's alarm grew as the details of the concessions became clear. The extensive road